Hello there. Welcome to the stream and welcome to the new show. Today is all about the presidential election. President Donald J. Trump, MAGA, is here to make it happen. Whether you're saying MAGA, MAGA, whatever it is. But I'm here today to stream the actual inauguration. I'm not going to talk too much because there's already a bunch of people that are entering into the building where they're going to be doing the actual swearing in ceremony. And so I'm not going to spend too much time here. We'll talk a little bit afterwards. We're just going to jump right into it and not waste too much time. So without further ado, let's actually go to the stream where we're going to see what's going on. Oh, great. They're in a commercial right when I... right when I cut to it, it went straight to a commercial. All right. So while that's happening, we can talk about a few things. They're in a commercial break right now. They're just watching people come in. We just saw Barack Obama walk in. There's been a bunch of people. Elon Musk is in there. You know, there's a bunch of the people that are going to be part of the administration that are already there. So we're going to be watching that soon. But before we get to that, while they're in a commercial break, let's actually take a look at something here. Now, one of the things that's going to be happening here today is Donald J. Trump is slated. President Trump is slated to sign like over 200 executive orders, okay? 200 executive orders. And that's actually a pretty crazy amount if you think about it. If there's a person on Twitter, his name's Jack Unheard, rather his name is Jack and his screen name is Jack Unheard, and he has outlined a few of these things. Let's take a look at a couple of things here. So he's written down that he's going to be signing 200 plus executive orders, and there are things going all the way from, declaring a national emergency at the border and closing it, designating cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, reinstating remain in Mexico and catch and release, and ending catch and release, rather, directing military to build new sections of the border wall, terminating Biden's energy drilling restrictions, requiring federal workers to return in-person work, pause all offshore wind leases like wind farms and whatnot, end DEI hiring practices in the federal government, prioritize merit, withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord, mandate agencies remove regulations that increase costs for Americans, suspend security clearances for 51 officials who misled about the Hunter Biden laptop story. Now, if you don't know about that whole thing that happened, that there was these 51 officials that we know of who misled everybody about the Hunter Biden laptop story. And a lot of people say that if it wasn't for that, that would have affected how people voted in the election. So it's tantamount to election interference. Then the other thing is implementing a Doge hiring freeze. Now, if you don't know what Doge is, it's the Department of Government Efficiency that's going to be head up by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. And they're going to go through the entire government, see where we're wasting all our money, and then we're going to get rid of it. So they've been chartered to do that. Let's just make sure they haven't come back yet. They're still on commercial break. So that's some of the stuff. There's a bunch of stuff. Obviously, we're not sure if he's going to sign all 200 plus executive orders. There's some people that are saying that he might actually even sign them before he gets back to the White House, because he's supposed to go straight to the White House after the swearing in ceremony. But we're not sure if he's going to be signing some orders, executive orders rather, at the event where he's getting sworn in, or if he's going to actually go all the way back to the White House to do that then. We're not sure if we're not sure if he's going to do all 200, but he's definitely going to be doing a historic amount of executive orders today. Now, the crazy thing is, usually I'm not one for executive orders because I believe in the democratic process, but I believe that in this specific case, we've seen 4 years of just ridiculousness, right? The country's gone in this direction where common sense is just not common sense anymore. And there's all these things that are happening where we all kind of agree. MAGA kind of, our movement has talked about these things on social media, on X and all this stuff. And so Trump and his administration knows these things already. So it's kind of like we've already kind of voted on it. So I'm not I'm not too miffed about these executive orders. I actually think it's going to be a great thing to get a jump start going, just get back to where we're supposed to be in common sense, and then move forward as a country. I'm going to check one more time to see if they've come back. Nope, they're still on commercial break. Okay, so with these executive orders, I gotta say, like, one of the main things that we got to do to start off with is to close the border, because that is actually an invasion of sort, right? It's an influx of individuals that are going to be affecting not only the economy, but they're going to be affecting all kinds of things. I mean, we've seen so many things just devolve into lawlessness. There's cities all over the place that are just being inundated by illegal immigrants who are, a lot of them are here to just take advantage of the country. Now, I'm not saying that all of them are, but there's a really, really like large cohort of individuals in that migration that are criminals. And the problem is that we can be soft-hearted and be like, well, some of these people really do, there's a lot of people that really do want asylum, and I get that. But if you're gonna have asylees here, they need to actually have the paperwork and the application process done before they come into the country, because once they get into the country, it's free reign. They can go around, walk around anywhere they want, and that's just not going to work. So closing the border, that executive order is actually going to be really cool. I really hope that that's one of the first ones he signs. I think it will be. And then, Homan is he's going to go wild. So that's going to be really, really cool. The other thing that's on this list that I'm really excited about is the implementing the the hiring freeze. The government has a bloated, human resources. There's so many just pencil pushers and paper pushers and just nonsense. I mean, we've all been to some kind of government institution. We've been to like the DMV and whatnot. They do crazy things like, well, you have to print it out and then you have to give it to them, and then they scan it in and then they put it on the computer, then they have to convert it to a PDF and send it somewhere else, and somebody else has to print it out. I mean, all these processes, that's on a really micro scale, of course, but all these processes, if you can think about it, they grow into much larger red tape and bureaucracies and regulations and things like that make it harder for businesses in this country to actually do better. So that hiring freeze is going to stop more people from being hired for just ridiculous administrative jobs, when all we really need to do, and all of us know this, especially those of us who have worked in tech before, know that for the most part, the government institutions have a horrible take on administrative technology. And so they have a lot of redundancies in terms of like who's doing what. There will literally be people that take paperwork from one floor to another floor, which is ridiculous. So all those kind of things are going to be looked at. We're going to do the hiring freeze, and then they're going to look at it all in detail and see who they want to keep and who they want to let go. So that's going to be really cool. That's another thing that I'm really, really excited about. The other thing that I'm really excited about on this list is the ending of DEI hiring practices. Now, I know I have a lot of, left-wing friends, Democrat, liberal friends. I don't know how many of them are still my friends, but I do have a lot. And the live and let be, live and let live, that whole thing, and everybody getting their rights. I get that, right? I totally get that. The problem with DEI is that it is promising outcomes without merit, right? Or at least compromised merits, because the equity rather is, or the outcome is valued more than the merit. And that's a problem. So, with the LA fires, and we'll talk about this more, I'll do another broadcast about this, but in in the LA fires, there was a whole lot of hoopla that went about because of the fire chiefs and stuff like that were hired. There's one specific one where the one of the deputy fire chiefs literally blamed a victim for being stuck in a fire because she was not strong enough to pull him out, kind of thing. And that just sounds ridiculous. Bill Maher actually did a really good take on that, so I'll talk about the LA fire thing at another point. I'm going to do a deep dive on that, and we're going to go through all the details. But the DEI hiring practice is literally, it literally goes against the very thing it's trying to prevent, which is ridiculous. So I'm glad that the DEI hiring practices in the federal government are going to be over, because we need to get back to merit. I want the best person to do the job. Going back to the LA fire thing, I don't care, honestly, if it's a baboon, but if the baboon can pull me out of the fire safely, like, that's fine. I don't care. It's a donkey, dolphin, I don't care, as long as they can pull me out of the fire. But if they can't, and you're saying, oh no, we need to have more baboons and dolphins and donkeys, not calling these people baboons and donkeys and dolphins, but like, if we say, oh, we need a certain type of person there, then it doesn't make any sense. Like, if someone comes in and looks like me, I'm not sitting in the fire freaking out going, oh, thank the Lord, someone who looks like me. Now I feel like I'm going to be saved better than someone who's going to pull me out no matter what they look like. So I'm glad that that's going to be over. The offshore wind leases that are going to be ending, the where it says pause all offshore wind leases, this is something that I've actually had to learn more stuff about. I didn't know as much about wind farms and stuff like that, and windmills. When I lived in California, I don't live in California anymore. I live in Oklahoma. When I lived in California, there were wind farms everywhere. I mean, all on the hills, and it was ugly, right? It was really ugly. It was like you had these beautiful hills and these stupid fans, these really large fans that just covered the hillside. And I remember a lot of them not even spinning. And then just recently, I mean, must be like just a couple years ago, I started hearing about the environmental impact of those things and the fact that they can't be really recycled that well. They have a ton of waste that goes with them, and they're not even that efficient. So getting away from that, that's going to be pretty cool. And in connection with that, President Trump has always been, the whole drill baby drill thing, right? Drilling domestically, because we have a large amount of oil underneath the ground. And in the United States, if we could get to that, we would be so much more energy independent, which would improve our economy, because more people would be able to, the cost of business would go down, the cost of living would go down, because our energy is coming from here. Now, that's not to say that, President Trump, obviously, he's been conversing with Elon and whatnot, that there isn't a move towards sustainable energy, like, going electric and all that stuff. But there's a measured approach. I mean, most people forget that even Elon Musk has said that we need oil production. We can't survive without oil production. So that needs to happen. So that's going to be good. We're going to drill, we're going to get domestic oil, we're going to be able to and that will also take down, because it takes down the cost of business, products and services will get less expensive as well, which is going to make it easier for all of us. I mean, I'm sure all of you are seeing your electricity bills. and your gas bills, all your utilities skyrocketing. Now, I'm not entirely sure if they're going to come down at this point, because once the companies that are making money off this stuff get high off the fact that they're making more money off of us, I don't know how willing they would be to come down. They might come down a little bit, but I don't think everybody should be sitting around thinking, oh, it's going to go back to the way it was before all this stuff happened. That's probably not going to happen. Corporations are not going to be like, oh, we figured out a way to make all this money, we're just going to slash it down because we're being nice. Okay, so it probably will get a little less expensive, but in the overall viewpoint, it's still going to be more expensive than it was. That's just the way that works. But it will get cheaper. Let's see, what else is there? Oh, they're going to get back to building the border wall. That's really good. Now, I've seen images and videos of the border wall where people have, built these like kind of makeshift ladders and stuff and gotten over and stuff like that. But I'm guessing that that's rare compared to just being able to walk over in a gigantic group. So as long as we can stop that, we could probably police the border a little bit better. So when the wall is there, if it's harder for people to come over, then it's easier to stop them. If they can just walk through in giant hordes, that's a lot harder to manage. So that'll be great. Let's see. What else do we have here? Oh, he's going to designate cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. That then he can bring in the military probably, right? So correct me if I'm wrong, but that's probably why he's going to be able to bring in the military and then really go after these people. And these horrendous cartels, I mean, the things they do to children, women, like it's horrible. I'm sure you've all watched the movies about cartels and stuff like that and the kind of stuff they do, and even that stuff, the stuff they put in movies and shows and stuff, that stuff is mild compared to what's really happening out there. I mean, these cartels it's not just about drugs, right? It's about human trafficking and all that stuff. So that would be good, because we'll be able to actually get to them and stop them. Let me see if I can. Okay, let's see. Let's jump back into here. It looks like people are still arriving. Okay, let's see what's going on over here, you guys.
Tiffany Trump and Barron Trump.
Turn this music down just a tiny bit because it's super loud for a little bit. Actually, let me. Yeah, I'm just gonna turn that down because that's super loud. We got Don Jr. there. We got Elon Musk over there. Got Ivanka, husband. We got Eric. And then we've got LeBaron. Man Baron is tall. Oh, I see Bobby Kennedy in the back there as well. Side note, it's got to be a little bit awkward to just stand there looking around like that. We're getting pretty close here. I think they're slated to start at 10:30. And if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong here, if any of you are in the chat. I don't see anybody in the chat. Well, if you're watching this later, I mean, this is my first live stream. Don't really have that many followers or anything like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, escorting Dr. Biden and Mr. Emhoff, the Republican Staff Director of the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, Ms. Emily Leviner, the Senate Secretary for the Minority, the Honorable Gary Myrick, the House of Representatives Chief.
All right, we're going to go to the audio,
Officer,
guys.
the Honorable
I'm
Catherine
going to turn off my mic.
Spindler, and Mr. Bruce Fisher. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Jill Biden and Mr. Douglas Emhoff.
Okay, it looks like they're still announcing people and bringing people in. I want to just show you guys a clip really quick. I haven't seen it either, so this will be a first-time reaction. All right, so let's go take a look at. I just want to show you guys. Oh wait, hold on. Someone's coming out of a. Nope, that's just Joe Biden, Emhoff, and Clinton. All right, I want to show you this Charlie Kirk clip real quick. I haven't seen it either. I want to see it, so let's just put this on here. By the way, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and share, and follow. I'm going to be on X a lot. because that's basically the quickest way to get news anymore. But like, share, subscribe, follow. And if you feel like supporting a brand new, struggling, striving YouTuber slash Xer, I guess, who's putting out content, I'm going to be doing new stuff. I'm going to be doing all kinds of reactions, all kinds of different types of shows. I'll even be putting out special videos about different topics that I do deep dives on. If you want to see any of this content, go over to my locals. If you go into the description, there's a link to my locals. There's a link to my social media. There's also links to, you know, like Cash App and Venmo if you guys feel like it. All right. Let me get this loaded up here. I'm going to check this. All right. So here's the clip. We're just going to rewind it really quick.
We are here live in the Rotunda. Say hi, baby.
Hi.
Say hi, Sergio.
Hello.
We are here in the Rotunda. And
You guys got space next week, Shane?
make America great again.
Hi, ask Boris to give you a message.
Hi.
Boris, what is your message to America?
Make America great again.
That's right.
Okay, so that was really simple. That was just Charlie Kirk saying hello to everybody and saying make America great again. All right. Let's go back to the live here. I'll keep the music kind of low till we... Oh, there's Elon. There's a weird thing happening with YouTube, with my YouTube right now, where every once in a while I have to press the live button again to have it go forward. So hopefully that doesn't happen when they actually get going here. Looks like it's 10:28. They're about 2 minutes out. I think they're going to be able to start right on time. So, and then I'll shut the mic off and then you guys can just watch this without me babbling over it. Okay, looks like we're going to get really close. So in the last 2 minutes here, I'm just going to turn up their music and we'll bask in the glory that is the rebirth and the revitalization of our great country.